On March 3rd, the moon over the American South turns red. Hunters call it the blood moon. Old-timers call it a warning. And in the hills of Appalachia, along the flooded timber and blackwater veins of the southern swamps, folks say something moves when that red light spills through the trees. Not a coyote, not a black bear. Something that stands upright long enough to watch you back. Farm dogs go quiet, cattle crowd the fences. Porch lights burn a little longer than usual. The ones who've seen it never call it a wolf. Too tall to be a wolf, too silent to be a man. They just say it was there, and then it wasn't. Tonight, under this blood moon, we open the old case files, the witness statements that never made the papers, the stories folded into Appalachian folklore and whispered across back porches. Join us as we explore true paranormal encounters with dogmen, werewolves, and other creatures that howl beneath the old South Moon. Our first trail leads into the deep swamps and murky bayous of Louisiana. In the 1700s, French settlers carried with them the tales of the Lougarou, a wolfman of European legend. Old World fear took root in New World soil, and from that dark harvest rose the Rougarou, a southern cryptid born of cypress shadow and Catholic cautionary tale. Some say the Rougarou is a cursed man. Others insist it was never a man at all. By the late 1800s, loggers working the swamps reported repeated attacks by a towering black wolf-like creature walking on two legs. Nights became sleepless. Howls tore through canvas tents. Men refused to stray beyond the firelight. In the summer of 1925, residents of Bayou Gula claimed a large, hairy beast crept from the cane fields at dusk, stalking farmhands and slaughtering livestock. Even seasoned hunting dogs refused to give chase. A priest was summoned, blessings were spoken, and just as sudden as it came, the terror thinned into rumor. Sightings continued across Louisiana through the 20th century. Drivers swore they nearly struck massive black or gray dogs with glowing red or yellow eyes, dogs that ran on two legs. Fishermen in the Appalachia told of a red-eyed shape stalking the riverbanks. In 1996, near Cypress Island Loop, livestock were found torn apart, and each night the swamp filled with wolf-like screaming that rattled windows miles away. In 2024, a hunter reported a giant gray upright dog shadowing him at dawn. From Houma to Thibodaux, from Lafayette to LaFleur Parish, the descriptions remain the same. A towering bipedal canine, tracks that begin as paws and end as something disturbingly human. Our next account takes us into the Ozarks, where the tree line feels closer and the night lingers longer. This one resists classification. Not quite a dogman, not quite a werewolf, but it howls. The Ozark Howler has been reported roaming between Arkansas and Missouri since the frontier days. One of the earliest written accounts came from Daniel Boone himself in 1810. Hunting along the Platte River, Boone described shooting a creature, black and swarthy, with horns on its scalp. He believed it responsible for the terrible howling in the night whispered about by locals. Modern witnesses echo that description. A large, black-furred beast, horns atop its head, a body shaped like something stitched together from wolf, bear, and panther. And the sound? Imagine a wolf's howl tangled with an elk's bugle and threaded through with a woman's scream. That well carries through hollers and over ridge lines, the calling card of this Ozark cryptid. Reports surged through the 1950s. Police stations filled with claims of a horned wolf with red eyes prowling at the edge of towns. In the 2000s, sightings stretched as far as Lake Tenkiller in Oklahoma. Photographs surfaced, most inconclusive, some likely hoaxes, but the howling never stopped. East of Missouri, in the Pennyroyal region of Kentucky, lies the Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area. Between Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, herds of deer and elk roam freely, and something else roams with them. 7 feet tall, all muscle, all teeth, In 1973, a group of students from Murray State University camped beneath those trees. One wandered off and returned pale, claiming he had heard something sniffing and growling. The woods began to shuffle. Something circled them, fast, silent. Then came the howling. Not a wolf, not a bear, something louder, something layered with laughter that wasn't laughter at all. Red eyes flickered beyond the firelight, and the boys retreated into their Volkswagen bus. As they sped down the road, a massive shape pursued them. When they slowed for a turn, the vehicle jolted as if it had been grabbed. Back on campus, 4 deep claw marks scarred the engine cover. Metal peeled like paper. Other stories from the 1980s speak of violence in a motorhome, a family ravaged. Official records remain absent. Rumors abound. In May 2012, a hiker described a 7-foot snarling figure standing upright before vanishing into the trees. On Labor Day 2017, near Lake Barkley State Park, chilling howls were recorded as deer fled through the brush. The beast of Land Between the Lakes remains one of the most infamous southern cryptid cases in modern Dogman encounters. Our final trail winds into the Appalachian Mountains between West Virginia and Maryland. Here, the creature may not be flesh at all. Stories date back to 1790 near South Mountain. A giant black dog blocking roads, chasing travelers, and vanishing into the fog. The Snarly Yow. During the American Civil War and the Battle of South Mountain, soldiers from both sides reported a red-eyed wolf stalking the battlefield after dusk. Shots were fired and bullets passed through it as though it were made of smoke. Visitors to the battlefield today may find a curious sidebar on a historic plaque that reads, "Beware of the Snarly Yow. Legend has it that the shadow of a black dog used to prowl the heights of South Mountain. One night, a huntsman, famous as a sure shot, encountered the beast. He aimed and fired his rifle. The shot went right through the animal with no effect. He fired again and again, each shot passing through the shadowy beast. Finally overcome with dread, the huntsman fled." An 1882 account tells of a rider thrown from his horse by a black dog that grew longer and taller as it attacked. Every blow passed through it. When the fog lifted, the man stood unharmed, and the beast was gone. Modern encounters follow a pattern. Late-night drivers see a massive black dog in their headlights. Too late to brake, the vehicle passes straight through. Those who stop hear a scream that freezes their blood. Those who keep driving report it pacing their car at impossible speed, teeth bared, eyes burning red, and then it fades. Across the American South, beneath blood moons and broken tree lines, the stories echo. From the Rougarou of Louisiana to the Ozark Howler, from the beast of LBL to the Snarly Yow, the pattern remains. Something watches, something follows, and something howls. Maybe it's folklore, maybe it's mass hysteria, or maybe when that red moon climbs and the woods go still, the veil between things grows thin. If you ever find yourself under a blood moon and the dogs refuse to bark, listen carefully. If the howling sounds too close, if it almost sounds like it's calling your name, do not answer. Because in the haunted backwoods of the Old South, some creatures are not hunting livestock, they're hunting you.